Ed Dietrich again. Welcome back. We're here this time to discuss the 4 steps to becoming a responsible non-subscriber. You'll actually find this on my website. If you'll go there at www.textnonsub.com, you'll find a tab up there that says 4 steps to be, and that is the 4 steps to becoming a responsible non-subscriber. I wrote this years ago when I was getting ready to do a training session in Houston, and I actually had no notes. I usually just wing it, and I decided to write all this down. Turned out to be one of the best pieces I ever did, so I've got it now on the website, and feel free to print that out and use it for any client of yours that may be wanting to know, how do I become a responsible non-subscriber? First thing you have to do is you have to get yourself a DWC-005. This is a form that must be sent in to the state every year on the anniversary of the date that you left the work comp system. You send it in certified mail to that address. It takes you no longer than 15 seconds to fill it out. Check the box. Put in the name of your company and the tax ID number, and down here, whoever fills out the form, that's it. You're done. But that's just step 1. Step 2 is you are required to notify all of your employees that you are not carrying workers' comp. Well, the state of Texas has taken care of that for you as well. They have a form called a Notice to Employees. It's in English and Spanish, and you need to issue this form to every employee. I highly recommend that you get them to sign it, and you put it in their file. Okay? There's no signature blank on here, but the one that I pass out does have one, and I try to get all my clients to have them sign it. One little thing I forgot to mention about this form over here, there's a slight penalty if you don't do this and you get caught. It's just $25,000. Don't worry about it. Okay? Funny thing is, there's also a slight penalty for not passing this out to your employees, and it's only $25,000. So nothing serious to worry about, I'm sure. The other thing you have to do is you have to post in English and Spanish in an area frequented by the employee these 2 notices that state, again, that you do not carry workers' compensation. Now, there's a funny little story about this, too. The law actually says it's English and Spanish and any other appropriate language. And it took me a long time to get a lawyer to finally tell me what that meant in his own opinion. What that means is if you actually have 2 or more employees whose primary language is other than English and Spanish, you should also have it up in that language. And I will tell you, I've been a specialist in this for almost 20 years, and I have never seen it written in anything but English and Spanish. So you're up to your own on that one. Go find it if you can. I don't have it. Oh, by the way, there's a little fine for not doing this as well, and that's only $25,000. Now, the $64,000 question is, how many times has the state of Texas actually fined anybody for not doing that? And the answer is 0. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to. They are talking in this last legislative session about seriously getting concerned about it because they really don't know which employers are out. They just know that they don't have a policy. Okay? So that's step 1 to becoming a responsible non-subscriber. Send in your DWC-5, pass out the notices to the employees, and put the posters up, and then you are a non-subscriber. Now, you no longer have to worry about the Workers' Comp Act because it no longer applies to you. Okay? Step number 2. As an employer, most employers are concerned about their employees. They do want to do something to take care of them. The good thing in Texas is that if there's a vacuum, something comes in to fill it. And yes, we have plenty of insurance carriers that will provide what we call non-subscriber policies. Differences in just a big overall picture, they do have deductibles, they do have limits in dollars, they do have limits in time that the money is available, but they're there. And most policies do provide up to $1 million per person per occurrence. So there's, in most cases, plenty of money available. Statistically, the vast majority of claims are under $100,000, so $1 million in most cases are fine. The other side of that coin is, now that you are a non-subscriber, you can also be sued, okay? So these policies also, for the most part, provide for all of your legal expense, and there's no limit on that, and it does not erode the $1 million. Now, this is in general terms. Some do it a little bit different than others, but for the most part. The duty to defend is outside the policy limits, therefore, any legal action is taken care of. And then you have the rest of the $1 million not used for the medical side to settle the case with. So that's step 2. Replace workers' comp with a different type of policy that will protect your employees from expensive medical bills and disability. Step 3, you want to have a good ERISA plan. Now, if you provide benefits in the state of Texas, or in any state for that matter, if you're providing benefits for your employees, you come under the ERISA Act. Most people just know it as ERISA. It's really the Employee Retirement Income Security Act of 1974. What that really states, in all of its complication, is that if you are offering benefits to your employees, you can't discriminate. If you're offering this plan to Joe, you have to offer the same plan to Bob. You can't tell Bob he's not your favorite person, so you're not going to let him have some of the benefits. That's basically what it means. The other thing is that under ERISA, you can stipulate to the employee what the benefits are, what they have to do to receive them, and if they do these other things, you can deny those benefits. So it gives the employer a lot of control as a non-subscriber that you don't have under workers' comp. Under workers' comp, the claim is between the employee and the insurance company. Okay? The employer is nowhere in there. As a non-subscriber, the employer has control over the claim as the plan administrator. So get that ERISA plan. Good thing is almost all of these policies that we're talking about come with an ERISA plan. Okay? Fourth step, probably the least discussed, and in my opinion probably the most important, other than exiting the comp system correctly, and I have nothing to do with it. It's secure a quality risk management safety training program, because I assure you that the best way to control workplace injuries is to make sure that the employees are aware of what they need to do to work in a safe environment. And you've got to stipulate it and stay on it, because the employees and your supervisors will only exhibit the same kind of concern about safety that management does. So step 4 could be the most important, but you've got to do the first 3. Next time we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the policy itself and how the ERISA works hand in hand with the policy. See you later.